What's up YouTube, and welcome back to Homebrew Subaru. I've got a kind of a quick how-to video this time. The window gussets on my Forester have been howling wind for years, and it's something I just didn't really put a lot of thought into, and I started thinking, oh, I'll just take the cover off and behind the mirror and stuff some insulation and some stuff in there. But I come to realize it's the actual gussets on the windows that fail. And there's some crimping techniques that people are using to try and get them together. But I just decided to look online to see what they were worth, and I ended up getting a pair of them for like $80 or $90. So it makes sense for me to go ahead and replace them. I am going to be traveling on the highway a little bit for trips in the future, so let me just show you what I'm into. So in this box I have the driver's side window gusset. Let's see, get it out of this bag. So basically it's going in behind the mirror over on the driver's door here, and you can see this slot is where the window actually goes up into. And the problem that happens with these as time passes on is you get a tear in them. And not only the tear allows in a lot of wind noise, but just the actual clamping and crimping of the gusset around the window as the window shuts can leak a lot of air. And I have taken a video clip before, so we'll get a little listen to that now. And the majority of that noise should deplete considerably after getting this replaced. So I'm going to start by getting off the door panel. Need to get this little trim ring around the handle. There is a Phillips screw down in behind this little access panel that you can get here. This switch panel will actually pop up out of the door. There's some clips at the center point and the front, so you kind of just need to pop it gently and the whole thing will come out of there. Basically, once this little piece of trim's out of the way, the whole door panel will start popping off and lift off out of there. And once I get to that point, I'll kind of show you that the gusset is actually pretty simple to replace. Then you'll see, as soon as you have that door panel out of the way, everything becomes pretty accessible. The mirror does need to come off, so there's these grommets right here that need to pop out. It's a Phillips screw right here and two on the inside of that hole. You don't want to drop them, and you don't want to strip on them. So make sure your driver is in all the way into the head of the screw before trying to crack it loose, because once they start to strip, then you're into a little bit more of a job to get that all apart. And once you get to the point that you have that mirror unbolted and disconnected, you can see right away the four 10mm bolts. Well, actually there's 3 bolts and 1 nut. The nut right here, there's 1 bolt here, there's another bolt in this hole and another one in this hole. Once you get those 4 loose, the entire gusset will start to loosen up and should be able to pull it up out of this way. Might need to pry open the door a little bit, or even pull up this window trim just a little bit to get it to come past there. And it's pretty straightforward. It'll fight you a little bit, but it will come out of there and go back in. So I have all the hardware removed, and it's really just this stud sticking through that might give me a little trouble here. Everything is definitely loose. I think if I just start giving it pulls up like that, it should just come out of here. Voila. Now the replacement doesn't actually have the stud installed in the hole it's supposed to be. It's actually here on the back side. I noticed that you're going to have to take it out and thread it in, maybe to be able to adjust it a little bit, I guess. But I'll crank this in, I'll try and turn it in a few threads with the pliers and get it about the same distance as the old one. You can see the old one is not flush, so it just needs to go in a few threads, and then I'll get this back down in place. I'm going to start the stud end through the front here just because there's a little bit more room. I mean, it's a tight squeeze, but it doesn't really fight too much. I think just finding where this stud's supposed to end up. A little downward pressure. Just needs to come up a bit, actually. That's close. Should be able to line up the holes. At least I have the stud through. Should be able to line up this hole pretty easy. And then once you do have the gusset all bolted back into place, you do want to check window operation just to make sure that it is opening and closing the way it should. It's a little formed a little weird here at the top, but it is sealing very well. I did have to make just a little adjustment, let the couple loose and then rock it back a little bit so it would seal on the window some more. I am ready to pop the door panel on, and I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and blast the other side together, and then I'm going to go take a quick trip down the highway and we're going to check to see how much quieter this thing actually is. Okay, here we are taking a cruise down the highway, and I mean, the noise level is night and day. There's still a little bit of hissing on my driver's door, but it's nothing like it was compared to before. Very nice. Now that's just another thing to cross off the list. Those are just parts that I had sitting around here that I've been meaning to put on and just never got around to it. Finally, it's just like another thing I can check off. I've brought the Impreza back inside. There is some accessories that I've been meaning to put back onto the car just because they've been lying around in my house and the crawl space, and I'm trying to clean up a little bit, so I expect the next episode we will install some of that stuff, and you'll have to wait till then to see what it is. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here and you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me. Leave your questions and comments further down below, and I'll see you in the next one.